Alright, what is up, you guys? I am here with SummerSlam 1988. I figured I would go back and kind of do an in-depth review of the complete anthology and just kind of break down each event individually. So we have 20 events here. Let's start off with the first ever SummerSlam, August 29th of 1988 at Madison Square Garden. Had a crowd of around 20,000. And it's a perfect place to hold the first SummerSlam. Good old Madison Square Garden. So we have your match listing right here. We actually have a lighter disc. And, you don't have too much info here. It just gives you the match listing. It doesn't really give you the date or the venue or anything. But we have the Roger brothers versus the British Bulldogs. And then we have Bad News Brown versus Ken Patera. Mean Gene interviews the Mega Powers with Miss Elizabeth, which of course was Hulk Hogan and Macho Man. Ravishing Rick Rude versus Junkyard Dog. And then Mean Gene interviewing Honky Tonk Man with Jimmy Hart. Gotta love the Mean Gene interviews. We have the Bolsheviks versus the Powers of Pain. Brother Love interviews Hacksaw Jim Duggan. Then we have the Intercontinental Championship match, Honky Tonk Man versus the Ultimate Warrior. And then Don Morocco versus Dino Bravo. Sean Mooney interviews Jesse the Body Ventura, one of my all-time favorite commentators, personally. And then the Hart Foundation versus Demolition for the World Tag Team Championship. I was personally always a fan of Demolition. It's just, I think they should be in the Hall of Fame. And, for the longest time they had the record title reign. So, let's see a Hall of Fame induction. Seriously, I really think we should. And then Mean Gene interviews Honky Tonk Man with Jimmy Hart. Big Boss Man versus Coco Beware. Sean Mooney interviews the Ultimate Warrior. And then Hercules versus Jake the Snake Roberts. And then we had the Mega Bucks, the $1 Million Man Ted DiBiase and Andre the Giant versus the Mega Powers, Hulk Hogan and Macho Man Randy Savage. So we did not see a world title match. We just had the Mega Powers team up. And, this was back when not every pay-per-view had a world title match. The world champion, he did obviously fight on the card. He had a match, which was Hulk Hogan. But, we didn't have a world title match. Back then, not every pay-per-view had a world title match, and that's kind of the case now. But people like to complain that the Universal title doesn't get defended on every pay-per-view. But yeah, back then, it was sort of the same way. Just kind of in a different way because at least Hulk Hogan showed up. But yeah, that is your first ever SummerSlam. Personally, would I recommend this? I think it's cool to go back and watch. It's always cool to go back and see the origins of something and the first ever SummerSlam. So, it's definitely enjoyable. But, it's not really much of a spectacle. Not yet. SummerSlam, who knows if they intended it to be a one-time event or a yearly event. I know that they wanted kind of a mid-year event, because back then we had WrestleMania, Survivor Series, and the Rumble made its debut in '88. So, we're kind of seeing the formation of the Big Four here. So, yeah, 1988 was in full swing for the kind of the next formula of wrestling. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know what you think of SummerSlam 1988. And for now, this has been the DVD Freak. Peace out.